Hi, have you ever drove down the road and seen someone's stoplight or tail light not working and tell them? Well, that's what happened to me the other day. Someone was kind enough to tell me that one of my lights wasn't working. So I figured I had to take a light apart and change a bulb. But then I noticed something. My third light or center light wasn't working. I've never really changed one of these before, so I called around to see what it was cost for them to fix it. And of course, I was unhappy about the price. They wanted almost $100 for the light and a minimum of $125 an hour to fix it. They said it'll take longer if there's a short somewhere. Well, if you know me, I'm not going to pay that kind of money. So I decided to fix it myself. And guess what I found out? It only took me one tool to fix it. And I found a light on eBay for 14 bucks. So watch this video and I'll show you how easy it is to change this stinking light. Okay, like I said, this is going to be really easy. So the first thing you're going to do is back it up to your garage and open up your hatch. What you're going to see is two screws. Two Phillips screws. You're going to remove the two screws. Okay, now it's time to remove the light. When you remove the light, don't pull down on it. There's a plastic pin behind the light. So what you want to do is move it outward, then pull down. There's a hole in the body, so there's a plastic pin going into the body from the light. So just pull out and downward. The outer part of the light is covered with a gasket, so just move the rubber around so you can slide it past the hatch door there. It's pretty easy to remove. Now in back of the light, you're going to see a plug. You're going to see a white tab or lever. You're going to lift it and pull the plug out and it comes out really easy. Okay, we have the old light on the bottom and we have the new light on top. You can see the old light has a gasket around it. We're going to remove that. You can see on the bottom of the gasket it has some holes cut out in it, and there's some tabs that the light fits through and secures it together. So you want to remove these first. Just pull it right out and it should come out pretty easy. Just remove the gasket from this light so we can put it on the new one. Okay, now that we got it removed, let's put it on the new one. Again, let's put the tabs in first into the rubber gasket. It's a lot easier. Once you got the tabs set in, then you want to work the sides. The sides of the gasket wrap around the edges of the light. Don't do like I did. Remove the shrink wrap clear paper that's protecting the lens. Remove that first before you put the gasket on. I guess I could have edited this out, but just to show you how human I am, like the rest of you guys. Okay, it looks like we're ready to install this bad boy. Okay, when installing your light, make sure you got this plug back in there, otherwise water is going to go in. Okay, let's plug the light in and let's test it. Just leave the light hanging, go in front of your vehicle and step on the brake pedal and see if the light goes on. If the light goes on, you're good to go. Just screw everything back together. But if you're like me and the light doesn't go on, what do? Since my light didn't go on, I'm going to check the fuse. If you don't know where your fuse panel is, I believe there's about 4 fuse panels throughout the body. If you don't know where they're at, click up on the upper right hand corner there and it'll take you to a video that I made of where all the fuse boxes are at. This fuse box is by the door, so I took the cover off and I'm looking for this fuse here. It's a vehicle center high mount signal light, I believe what it's called. So I'm going to check that fuse. And that fuse is right here. I'm going to pull it and see what it looks like. Well, it looks good to me. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have to look at the plug where that wire goes. It goes into the headliner, so I'm going to pull this trim off here and find out what's going on behind there. This trim here easily unsnaps. All you got to do is pull down. I do have this tool here. I got it from Harbor Freight. It runs about $6. It takes these plastic clips off. It's a pretty handy tool to have. Just pull down on that plastic pin and it'll pop out. You can leave that little plastic pin in there. So I'm going to reach in there and follow that wire, see where it goes. And I can feel there's a plug there. So this outside wire plugs into the wire that's on the headliner. I'm going to unplug it and spray some contact cleaner in it. If you look at the plug, don't look at the screwdriver. Above, you're going to stick your screwdriver, and the way the arrow is faced, you're going to shove the screwdriver downward and it unclips the plug. This is the contact cleaner that I use. This stuff runs about $6. Just spray it inside the clips and the plugs so we get the contacts clean. Try not to spray too much so it doesn't get on the headliner. Okay, I plugged everything back in and the light came on when I stepped on the brake. So now I can go ahead and put it back together. Lucky thing it was just dirty contacts. Okay, so I'm going to move my light in position and I'm going to go ahead and work it in between the hatch there. If it gets hung up, just push the rubber in and it'll slide behind the hatch. Remember, you got that pin in back of the light you need to get in first. Once it's all in, go ahead and screw in your Phillips screws. Snap your trim piece back in. Before I did that though, I sprayed some silicone on the clips so it's easier next time if I have to take it off. Once you got your screws in and you're confident that it's in correctly, go ahead and slowly close your hatch just to make sure you didn't have anything hanging up. What you don't want to do is to accidentally break the light for some reason. So slowly close it to see if anything gets hung up. Once everything is good, go ahead and stand on your bumper and look on top of the light. Make sure that the gasket is sitting correctly and it's sealing properly. If there's any gaps, you're going to get water in there. Looks like mine's a little old, so I might have to get another rubber gasket here in the future. But I think I'll be okay for now. Okay, it looks like we're good here, so I'm going to go in the car and step on the brakes without the engine on. Now I'm going to start the engine and step on the brakes and see if everything's still okay. And it looks like we're good to go. Now, I do want to say one thing. Before you do anything, you may want to check your fuse first and make sure that you don't have a blown fuse. That way you don't have to buy a light. But if it wasn't a fuse, hopefully you're lucky like I was that it was just contacts that were dirty and all I had to do is spray some contact cleaner. Okay, well I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it was very informative. Please check out my other how-to videos. Oh, and check out my new website. There's new items being put in there every day. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and of course, hit the bell. Until then, we'll see you at my next video. Bye.